Hello and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV's Yok Huy Reputation Quest. Last time we finally managed to get everything in order to prepare the ritual, so that we can finally not have to worry about, fighting winter spirits all the damn time. And so, forged in corn. Farapher appears to anxious to get your attention. Coda, there you are, just in time. We finally finished our first batch of Kirkior, and it seems the scent has attracted the snow spirits. If we can get them to approach the altar, we can finally form the pact. I wish to begin right away, but I require small aid. Will you help us? I simply need you to take a jar and place it in the altar. That should draw them, we can begin. I'm not very durable as a crafter, so I'll need to hurry, but I suppose it's not a big deal. Yeah, we're wondering why a weird corn... Dang, this place has really come a long way. It's basically just 3 piles of snow and a destroyed altar a little while ago, but now it's fully built up. I mentioned before, but this kind of reminds me of how we had like Mordona, Idleshire, Doman Enclave, areas that just kind of got built up as we went on the expansion. And for something like Doma, you can opt in, do it yourself. You fix it up through your actions. The spirits are here? Well, if you need them for the ritual, I'll certainly have enough barrels and stuff. As much as I would like to see the offering for myself, too many of us may scare the spirits off, so I leave all this in your and Farafer's capable hands. He was promised to come back and tell me how it was. For my part, I pray the spirits will return to their playful nature. Ooh, that's actually quite good shiny. It's easy to forget, but Dawn Trail was when they released a huge graphical update to the game, and I see they definitely wanted to take full advantage of some of the effects they've been having here. It's also why they started adding additional dye channels and stuff to outfits, which is kind of nice. I'll begin our preparations. Once you bring the alcohol to the altar, we can begin. Here we go. Let's see how this goes. The spirit should be close. Now, if this is in the rightful place, we need only wait. It might be best if we hide, though. I've got an idea. How about all the way over there? It's a nice pot of it. I'm sure nothing bad can come of this. It's glowing while they're here. I'm sure drunk winter spirits are a thing that can't possibly go wrong, right? Fire and heart fades. It spoke. They've accepted the offering. Dartogor told me about you. She told me either the alcohol would quell the rage that sometimes grows within you. I hope we can speak as friends once more. Dartogor, but she's not here. Oh, how boring. We hate her. Hate? What do you mean? Was she not a dear friend? Did you not live together here, in this place? She abandons us, broke her promise to look at the blooming flowers together. We wait for her even as flowers wilt and she never returns. I have something I must share with you. I'm afraid her body is gone. Gone? What do you mean? We do not understand. Right. guess they would have trouble grasping this. After all, when we defeated them, the spirits return on the snowy day. They do not pass in this world, nor do they have a concept of life and death. Yeah, exactly. So they thought Dartigor abandoned them, that she broke her promise. And Dartigor was not the first. The spirits have watched us as their friends went away until none remained. They've endured loss after loss. Okay, so they don't understand that everyone's been dying out as what? You two will abandon us with no goodbyes. We will not play with you. Your kind are no friends. Wait. Oh, that was a bit of a depressing way to have it go. But that is interesting. Well, at least Reikor Turta is composed enough to speak. A small step forward, but its parting words are far from encouraging. Given the strength of their bond with the Dartigor, I can only imagine how betrayed they must feel at our departure. If they come to hate us, they'll shun the pact, and then it'll be only a matter of time until they rage again or worse. We must think of a solution before that happens. Do you mind coming with me to the sepulchre so we can discuss this matter? Alright, even when we killed them over at the tower, well, they're winter spirits. They come and go with the snowfall. Well, so of course they have no concept of life or death. I could simply defeat them again, but that doesn't solve the larger solution now, does it? The eternal nature of spirits means they view things quite differently from us. Their bodies are always revived no matter what damage it may suffer, so even if I were to form a strong bond, they'd only experience the same pain again and again when my own body were to pass on. There must be a way to make them understand, yet no answers come to me. I tried to imagine what Dartigor might do, but still, nothing. Do you have any ideas, Coda? This is much for the sake of the spirits as it is for us, even the smallest bit of advice would be appreciated. Well, I guess we could see if there's something about their culture works. Give me a refresher. What do the Yok Huy believe about death? Of course, so long as we're remembered, we yet live, just as Dartigor lives inside me. How can we make the spirits understand something so foreign to their own experience? We cherish the sepulchres as symbols, the connection between memory and life, even if the spirits cannot grasp that concept. If we explain the purpose in simpler terms, that they immortalize precious memories, perhaps they can understand through that. A sepulchre dedicated to the spirits to show them that even when I'm gone, and our bond will live, that me, Dartigor, and the other Yok Huy who frolic in the snow will truly be with them forever. Yet if even we made such a thing, it would have no such meaning if the spirits were unwilling to see it. Coda, could you invite them to view? I believe such an invitation might be too tantalizing for them to resist. I shall see to it both the flowers and sepulchre are ready for the arrival, but I may need your help somewhere along the way. Don't worry, we're gonna have a really tough craft coming up, and I'm more than ready for it. When the spirits are calm, they tend to wander. Remember, they were often sighted in the road to Warlords Moor. Tell them about the few floss brooms, and word's sure to spread. Alright, I can't fly in this particular area. I don't think the riding map applies in here either, but it shouldn't matter, I don't think. It's not like it's a huge area. Yeah, it's smaller than a Realm Reborn area, and the Realm Reborn areas are memed as being absolutely tiny by today's map standards. Wondering why I didn't do those already? It's because it unfortunately does not matter. You do not get an extra 3 out of this particular set. Yeah, even though there is indeed a level after this, so this upgrade is 7, but then there's an 8 we get upgrade after that. We unfortunately, the achievements and stuff all in there. You still have to do the last one, both for the epilogue to the story as well as the or a reputation quest from getting all of them in a single expansion together. But yeah, if you just care about the achievement stuff, you could probably afford to leave it there for now. Well, no, I guess if you care about achievements, there is going to be one for getting all of them. There's the mountain where the dungeon is. Rolote. Dartiger promised to see flowers with us. Maybe Dartiger, maybe this time she comes, we'll go. Oh, there's more than one here. Alright. They have the same defense I do. If your true name is your species, then it's very difficult to pin you down with it. Flowers bloom, oh joy, but where? We want to see her, we want to see the flowers with her. There's no more spirits in sight. Perhaps you should inform far of your success. That is the running theme of this expansion. About moving on after the end. I guess after Endwalker was about facing the end, moving on afterward would be the next natural step. Alright, told them out. Thank you for speaking with them. I can only hope the step neutralize its intended effect. Speaking of which, I believe we should require your aid in that regard. You see, we realize the spirits cannot read our inscriptions, which would defeat the purpose. Yet, if they were polished by tools of magic energies, we believe the spirits would grasp the meaning. You can take care of that, right? Craft what we require, we'd be in debt. Here's the materials, but if you run out, so you can get some over there. Thankfully, I can cheese this one. Groundwork is probably going to expedite this a little more. Well, it's not a difficult craft, even if you were. As you've seen if you watched my Laporitz playthrough, then yeah, you'd see that even if you're using crappy vendor purchased gear, it's not very difficult to get what it asks of you. They are very much made these so that even if you don't care one lick about crafting, you can still get the full storyline. Have you finished? This will maybe be your most important contribution yet, so I'm anxious to see the final product. Hard to help snow spirits understand the meaning of one dedicated to them. I see. My concern was misplaced. Impressive as always, Coda. With these, we can get the sepulture ready for the spirits right away. Soon they shall know just how much we value their companionship. For all you've done, I would expand a personal invitation of unveiling it in the frost blooms. Let's see how it goes. We remember this one. They say flowers bloom. Dartigor makes that promise as well. Dartigor is not here. Where does she go? Why does she leave us? Dartigor is with you, even now. Before we see the flowers, there's something I would show you. Follow me, please. Wait, what? Yeah, I can tell. Even with no expression. What is, this? We Yok Huy call this a living sepulture. On them we carve stories of our lives, lived while we walk the earth. This one belongs to Dartagur. On it, I record the days spent frolicking with you and other spirits. When the Yok Huy know when all people reach the end of their lifespan, they must leave their bodies behind. Yet so long as we have these, the lives they lived will never be forgotten. Happy times, joyous moments, those last forever. In other words, your words, we don't understand. You say Dartagur's here, but she's not. There is no comfort. There is something else I'll show you, and it is at the altar. This too is a living sepulture, one we recently made, dedicated to you and yours, actually. Oh, neat. It's very, pretty. At the moment, we only record your time spent with Dartagur. From this day forward, though, we hope to add many more stories of days spent in peace and playfulness, however. We're not like the spirits. The time comes for all of us when we must leave this world. Yet even when I'm gone, this shall remain, and those who come after me will carve their memories in F as well, and their memories of their time with you. There's no need to be lonely any longer, for we will be here with you always, just like Dartagur. We will not be alone, never again. Yes, neither will I. Dartagur lives on still, even within me. And when my body passes, Dartagur and I will live within you, with you and those who carry on the pact after us. And now I know your promised flowers, so let's view them together. The story of that moment shall be next to be inscribed upon the sepulchre. Well, we came all this way, might as well join them. Those somehow remind me of the flowers from near. They are beautiful. But Dartagur is not here. The flowers so pretty, aren't they? We can see them together every time they bloom. Remembering. Oh, Dartagur. They still remember her voice. She comes and remembers her promise. Remembers us. Now we must play with our new friends. Sure, just no combat this time. There's been more than enough pain without having to add physical on top of it. So, there we are. Achieved sworn. The snow spirits are placated and reforge their bond of trust with the Yok Huy. You'll receive an experience point bonus upon daily quests, and I have access upon selection wares. But notice it no longer says peak performance. Nice. But notice how it doesn't say you now have you can now take on 3 more quests. Unfortunately, yeah, that's kind of like I said, they don't give you a freebie this time, so it takes 10 days to finish this last one. I sometimes take my time with it, but it's really not too rough. And of course, as mentioned, the XP bonus from here also gets an additional one after that. So if you haven't maxed out your crafter jobs, these are a really nice way to get about a level each day. So it's quite nice. It's worth your time for it. Plus the rewards can be other nice things. Oh, right, we can have Vorgor the Loyal, a card horn that when emits a stony note summons forth. It's actually kind of neat having the backstory of this thing. It was used as a weapon in the Skydeep Canode, but apparently it was originally mining equipment they converted to weaponry. Here it is, yep. summons forth and give your enemies 20 seconds to comply. Of course, they couldn't resist the RoboCop reference. In ages past, they employed golems such as this as weapons of war, but following the founding, they were refrained from creating new ones out of their newfound aversion for conflict. In the tongue, its name means one who possesses a body of stone. I kind of wish the reputation quest mounts all played the one of the area you do the quest in, but they're all unique mount. It's all the same. Ooh, even unique animations while flying. Frost Bloom. It is no longer a weapon of war. It is once again a beast of burden, a tool for helping. Ooh. Yeah, that was worth it. And I do think the story was really quite nice. As per usual, it'll probably need some time to sink in before I can truly appreciate or, well, figure out what I like and dislike most about it. I can at least appreciate that it does follow the themes of legacy we're going on here that have been themed throughout the expansion. And in some ways did handle it better than the rush the job of the first half of the main quest did. Kind of dragged on, yet was really... it's really weird. I'm not sure how to describe it because some parts felt rushed, but others were dragged on. I guess just pacing issues in general. But watching the snowy area grow and be repaired over time, watching the fruits of our labor eventually culminate in the pretty ice flowers. Well, I guess in general, it's expected that the past couple few expansions have had the crafting and gathering and reputation quests feel a bit better than the combat ones. Not to call the combat ones bad, but like the fairies had a nice theme park area you can visit, but for the life of me, I can't remember what I was actually about. Oh, the elephants had a nice thing about some kids learning to get some jobs and contribute to their homes a bit better, and the Pelu Pelu is just basically recovering, making some new economy decisions and all that. But hard to compete with the others of their respective expansions. I mean, the reports explored what to do when your purpose goes up in smoke like that. The Ultima Thule one explored explores how explores whether or not meaningless actions can still themselves have meaning. We have here, where it turns out the spirits wanted the pact because they were lonely the whole time, and sharing culture, or was the way of helping them feel trying to help them feel less lonely. Also bringing back what was before. Because it does do a good, unlike the Cosmouka one, I do think they did a better job of explaining why we needed to recover their lost culture stuff here. Because that one, apparently they did the festival, but they had done it for so long they just straight up forgot why it was made to begin with, which... it makes sense, but it does feel like a weak explanation. While here, not too many kids are not too many are interested in going up to that freezing mountain for rituals every so often. And of course the grandmother, Dartiger, was going to give the information to her granddaughter as her successor, but then she died before she unfortunately was able to. And they did have backup plans where it was still written down, it's just that it was covered in the avalanche. And so they basically had plans where if one had been lost, the other could be used to get the information back. They just didn't prepare for an avalanche burying both at once. And so that's where this came from. So yeah, they did have a contingency, it's just the contingency got taken out too, which... yeah, you can only... not all of us can be Batman with 17,000 layers of contingencies upon contingencies, you know? And of course, Mulja did a much better job exploring how it's difficult, how being stuck, their city being stuck as it is led to all their kids just going to the big city because there's actual job opportunities and such there. And even then, the town leaders had to sit there and say, yeah, the wounds are still too deep. We'll have to let the next generation decide if we can truly have the bridge built here. And that's kind of bittersweet in a way. And I guess this one ended a bit bittersweet as well, but don't forget, we still have one last piece. So that's going to be fun to explore. Alright, well, until next time, Thank you for watching, hope you had a good time, and I'll see you later.